Okay, y'all. Hey, welcome back. It is Vlogmas Day 5. And for Vlogmas Day 5, I ran a questionnaire a few weeks ago. And I asked you all what type of videos you want to see. And the number one video, or the video with the most votes, was practical beginning steps for notaries, or something like that. I named it. So that's what we're here to talk about today on Vlogmas Day 5. So I got my notes. I didn't want to be looking down a lot while I do this. A lot of it, like, I already kind of got on the top of my head, but I'm just go ahead and flow into what's going on. All right, so without further ado, I am going to go ahead and jump into this video and give you all my first tip for beginner or struggling or anyone who's interested in getting into this business. So tip number one, this is something that me and my notary buddy did when we first were starting out, and it's like we had the same mindset on it. Every day, regardless of if we had a signing or not, we woke up and we got ready for the day. So we would literally be just laying in our bed, lounging on the couch, fully dressed. We got up early and we were fully dressed early, just in case we got a notification or a last minute request for a signing. That way it eliminated us having to prepare ourselves for that signing. We were able to say, yeah, we could do it right away. And that really helped us out in the beginning. And when we were dressed, we would just, chat. We talk about stuff, come up with plans on what we plan to do to further our business and to grow in this industry. So that is my tip number one. I want you to, or you should consider waking up and still getting dressed for the day, regardless of if you have any appointments or not, because you never know when that call may come through that you may just be needed like that. And even if you're not dressed, just have your outfit ready, so that it just makes it one less thing you have to worry about. My tip number two, answer the spam calls. I've said this before in some tips or on other videos. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I have gotten calls that were listed as spams that I just happened to answer, and they were signing services, title companies. If you have that spam blocker on your phone, I know a lot of people have a spam blocker now. Like, it's a way you can go in there and just block all calls that are unknown. You don't want to do that in this business. First of all, you don't know who's calling you. You don't know who's calling you when it's someone calling for notary work. So the last thing you want to do is have your phone set up to ignore unknown calls, because that's who you want to call, the unknown, because that's where you're going to get your business, All right. Tip number three, list your business on Notary Rotary, Google, Facebook, and Notary Cafe. So these are all free places for you to build a business profile or to list yourself for services. I cannot promise that you will be getting calls like this from either of those sources, but the more people see your business and know you're there, and the more you're active on those pages, then the more chances that you will get to get a call, or the more chances you will have at getting a call to come do some notary work. And these will work for GNW or loan signings. And if you are into any other aspect of the notary business and you have expanded into other services, it can help for those things as well. My tip number four is cold call and introduce yourself. So don't just sit around waiting for someone to call you. Start researching, get a list, look up companies in your area who may need or people in your area who may need notaries. That's lawyers, title companies, escrow companies, mortgage companies, and start calling them and just letting them know, hey, my name's blah blah blah, or hey, this is so and so of whatever your business is. I'm a local notary, and I just want to call and introduce myself and let you know that if you are ever in need of in the area, I'm here. And then if you could save my number, or put me in your rotation, whatever the wording is that you use, you want to do that. Keep it brief. You don't want to be long-winded. People got stuff to do. Keep it brief. Yeah. Tip number 5 is, if and every time, this is probably the best one. If and every time you get a call from a signing service or a title company and you're speaking with the rep or the scheduler, you need to make them your friend. So how do you go about doing that? Maybe I'll go a little more in depth. Let's just give it to you right now. So make them your friend. So when the scheduler calls, you have to think they are scheduling all the closings, whether it's in your area or not in your area. Something that I did in the beginning that really helped me was to become friends with the schedulers. I would ask them questions. I would not only ask them questions, but I became familiar with their voice and I became familiar with their names. So whenever my phone rang and I saw that number, as soon as I heard who was on the other line, I'm like, oh, hey, Jessica, how's it going? You got something for me? You know, something like that. Like, hey, Will, whoever it is, make note of who that is, especially if it's somebody who's giving you a lot of business in the area. Tip 6, create a marketing list. So this kind of goes back to tip 4, I think it was, when I said, you know, creating Google pages and such. Create a marketing list. Like, if you're not ready to like do the cold calling actually it wasn't tip 4, tip 3 about cold calling. Yeah, if you are preparing to cold call, you need to know who you're calling. And honestly, y'all, a lot of these companies have a lot of their information on their website. You want to know who you're going to for business. So create a marketing list for yourself and, you know, just work at it. Listen, some progress is better than no progress. So doing like 2 calls a week, 5, if it's 2 a day, 5 a day, whatever floats your boat and whatever moves, listen, we moving the needle. Whatever moves the needle a little bit is what you need to do in order to get business. Tip 7, don't focus only on the big title companies. I think this is another huge one. Don't only focus on the big title companies. You want to also focus on those smaller ones, because you have to think you're a small business. So 9 times out of 10, a small business title company will be more inclined to work with you because they're a small business as well. It's like we're a family, you know. Support small business, shop small. We're a family. So do not sleep on the small title companies, escrow companies. Don't sleep on the small guys, okay? Tip 8, attend a networking event. I know y'all got to get tired of us saying networking, so I'm not going to drill it in. Attend a real estate networking event, law office, notary networking event, small business expo, whatever it is in the community. Get out there, because remember, no one knows that you are a notary and no one knows that you have services to offer. So the best way to do that is to go out and be seen and tell people about your business. Tip 9, I think, post to your social media often. So earlier I said, you know, create a Google, a Facebook, whatever social media site that you have. You want to post to it often, so that you are kept in the algorithm and that people can know that you are in business and that you do have the services. You want to tag people, ask people to share it, ask people to comment on it. You know, the more action on your page is the more that it's going to help you to be seen. My last tip, which really should have been the first tip, but I think it's the most profound. Before you get out here, even trying to do any of all the things that I have said, know your You need to know your notary laws, know your notary statutes, know what it is that you are doing. You need to know how to fill out a notary certificate correctly. What are the elements that's required on there before you get out here stamping other people's papers? That's my tips. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you all for watching this video. I will see you in my next video, where we will be going over the expectations, costs, and plan of my notary office here in town. Thanks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment of any video ideas that you have during this Vlogmas season.